You might be familiar with Ken Wilber's book, Power versus Force. I want to bring this up again because in interpersonal relationships, when someone is persuadable, now this is different from someone who is unpersuadable, non-persuadable, anti-persuadable. And many, in political context, many of those who oppose President Donald J. Trump, his administration, his agenda to bring in a golden age of Americana, prosperity, peace, to the United States and those of her allies. Those people are non-persuadable, unpersuadable, and anti-persuadable. So what I'm about to say is not going to be relevant to them, but only to those who are in fact persuadable. Power versus force. Force is where there is only coercion. There is only manipulation. You don't have a choice. This is the way things are now. And in most personal relationships, and probably in all business relationships, frankly, you don't want to have force in it because force begets resistance. And if there is a way for there to be resistance from an individual that you're trying to sell, or from a child that you're trying to motivate to do something, perhaps to take care of themselves, develop a new healthy habit, using force is going to cause them to resist you right back, because for every action there's an equal and opposite reaction. And that's not ideal, because then they associate the thing you want them to do with something that they must resist in order to save face and to have some sense of self-identity and to assert their rights. That's not something that you want to do in a negotiation or in a personal relationship. Instead, you want power. And power is what you have when you are a leader and you can motivate someone. You can inspire someone. You can drive someone in such a way that you're not forcing them to do something, but you are driving the car and they're the passenger. Let's say they're along for the ride. They're running in parallel to you. Now, let's say you're trying to get a child to brush their teeth. Instead of bribing, because that's force, right? You're attempting to manipulate them emotionally, gaslight them into thinking the reward of taking care of my own teeth is to get an object or a toy or a prize or some sort. Talk about a mind F. That's not something you should be doing to a child. Period. Full stop. But what does power look like at that context? Well, it looks like pacing and leading. It looks like active listening, telling the obstinate child that you hear them, that you hear that they don't want to brush their teeth, that it's boring. Well, what is boring about brushing your teeth? It just goes on and on and on. Okay, so you don't like that toothbrushing can go on and on and on. Okay, so maybe they need a toothbrush timer. Maybe they need a toothbrush timer that's engaging. Perhaps it would be a video that has a progress bar on it so that they can see the fact that it's going to be over soon. You see where we're going with this? And then you set out their toothbrush, your toothbrush, the spit cup, and yours. You set out the toothpaste, theirs and yours, and you put up the video, and you play it, and you follow along, and you have theirs set up. That is power. You're exercising power. Most parents would punish or manipulate with either pain or your pleasure, you're saying, to try to get them to do something. But you see how you're pacing them by active listening and hearing them out, and then you're making adjustments as you can, because you have power to hear, like a king holding court or a queen holding court, you see. You have the power to listen. You have the power to make arrangements for them to the best of your ability. And you have power to do the thing that you want them to do for yourself. That's persuasion. And we need more of it with those who are persuaded.